If you wake up mentally exhausted before the day even begins, you might assume it's a character flaw. But for most of us, the racing thoughts and self-doubt are the outputs of a biological script running silently in the nervous system, one written long before you were old enough to choose your own thoughts. You might find yourself scrolling for hours or avoiding the very work that would move your life forward. These patterns persist because the brain is executing a program it considers essential. It isn't a lack of discipline, it's a biological compulsion. During childhood, your brain exists in a highly absorbent state of subconscious conditioning. In this phase, the developing nervous system prioritizes emotional survival over logic. It learns how to respond to fear, how to seek approval, and most importantly, avoid pain. When these survival adaptations go unexamined, they solidify into the architecture of your adult life. They become an invisible mental cage, governing your behavior through a series of reflexive, protective loops. This is the amygdala. It's the brain's threat detection center, scanning the environment for danger. But evolutionarily, it has a blind spot. It cannot distinguish between a physical predator and a psychological stressor, like a critical email. This lack of distinction floods your system with cortisol. When this stress hormone remains elevated, your body enters a state of permanent, low-level survival mode. You are essentially living your entire day in a state of exhausting, high-alert preparation for a catastrophic crisis that never actually arrives. Chronic overthinking is the mind's attempt to solve a biological problem with thoughts. It is a hyper-functioning protection mechanism, not a sign of a weak mind. When you aren't focused, interconnected nodes called the default mode network take over. It replays the past and simulates future threats. In a stressed brain, this creates a hyperactive loop of what-ifs that makes quiet moments unbearable. This background noise creates a desperate urge for distraction. You reach for your phone or seek out instant hits of dopamine just to drown out the internal static. These habits serve a specific biological purpose. They act as a shield, protecting the nervous system from processing uncomfortable, stored emotional memories that the default mode network keeps drudging up. This is why standard motivational tactics often fail. You cannot use willpower to stop a behavior that your nervous system believes is a necessary escape from internal pain. Neuroplasticity allows the brain to physically rewrite its own circuitry. By changing the frequency of the signals you fire, you can dismantle old pathways and build new, streamlined connections. The process begins by quieting the alarm. Daily silence and nasal breathing tell the nervous system that the immediate environment is safe, which physically lowers cortisol levels and deactivates the amygdala's threat response. Visualization takes this a step further. Because the brain cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one, mentally rehearsing a state of calm forces the nervous system to practice safety. This training reduces the brain's reliance on instant gratification and resets its pleasure response to low-stimulus environments. Journaling then allows you to move stored emotional data out of the nervous system and translate it into language. Through consistent repetition, these actions move from deliberate efforts to automatic neural pathways. Baseline peace and confidence are physical structures. They are the tangible result of a trained nervous system and rewired neural circuitry. You can stop carrying the weight of self-blame. Your previous mental state was the logical outcome of a biological program designed for a different environment. Understanding the mechanics of this system provides the leverage needed to change it. Ultimate mental freedom begins with the realization that the cage was simply a protective layer created by your own brain, and that same brain has everything it needs to build a new way of living.
If this video added value in your life, please like, comment, and share this video, and subscribe to Mind Reprogramming.